Welcome to this reading comprehension lesson. In a moment you will hear a short text, and then 5 questions about it. Listen carefully, because every answer is hidden somewhere in the text. The text is called The Rise of Remote Work. Over the past decade, remote work has shifted from a rare perk to a mainstream way of working. What began as an emergency measure during a global health crisis has, for many companies, become a permanent policy. Proponents argue that remote work boosts productivity, reduces commuting stress, and allows employees to achieve a better work-life balance. Critics, however, point out that it can blur the boundaries between personal and professional life, leading some workers to feel they are never truly off duty. Moreover, younger employees who are new to the workforce may miss out on the informal mentorship that naturally occurs in a shared office. Companies are now experimenting with hybrid models, combining a few days in the office with the flexibility of working from home, in an attempt to capture the best of both worlds. Whether this compromise will satisfy both employers and employees in the long run remains an open question. That was the text. Now here are the 5 questions. Here's a question. According to the text, remote work was adopted mainly because of what? A. A desire to reduce office costs. B. A health emergency. C. Employee requests. D. Environmental concerns. The correct answer is B. A health emergency. The text says that remote work began as an emergency measure during a global health crisis. The other options are things that may happen in real life, but the text never gives them as the original reason. Here's a question. What do critics of remote work highlight as a problem? A. Lower productivity. B. Higher travel costs. C. The blurring of personal and professional boundaries. D. A lack of technology. The correct answer is C. The blurring of personal and professional boundaries. Critics point out that remote work can blur the boundaries between personal and professional life, so that some workers feel they are never truly off duty. Notice that option B is the opposite of what the text says, because remote work reduces commuting. Here's a question. Which group may miss out on informal mentorship? A. Senior managers. B. Younger employees who are new to the workforce. C. Freelancers. D. Remote-only companies. The correct answer is B. Younger employees who are new to the workforce. The text explains that younger employees who are new to the workforce may miss the informal mentorship that happens naturally when people share an office. The word informal is important here, because it means the learning that nobody plans or organizes. Here's a question. What does the expression hybrid models refer to? A. Working entirely from home. B. Working entirely in the office. C. A combination of office and home working. D. A 4-day work week. The correct answer is C. A combination of office and home working. The text describes hybrid models as combining a few days in the office with the flexibility of working from home. The word hybrid itself means something made of 2 different parts, and that is your clue. Here's a question. What is the author's tone toward the future of remote work? A. Completely negative. B. Completely certain of success. C. Uncertain and open-ended. D. Dismissive. The correct answer is C. Uncertain and open-ended. Look at the final sentence, where the author writes that whether this compromise will satisfy both employers and employees remains an open question. When a writer ends with an open question, they are telling you the matter is not settled. Notice also that the author gives space to both supporters and critics, without taking a side. That is the end of this lesson. You read 1 text and answered 5 questions about remote work. In the next lesson we will read a new text and practice again.